What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. So, the Giants, as they always have done the last couple of seasons, start off the season 0-1 by losing today to the Washington. I was about to say the other team. Washington Commanders 21-6. Tough game. Listen, man, football is won on the line of scrimmage, whether you're on the defensive line or offensive line. This Grover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. That's where the game is won, on the defensive line and the offensive line. That's how football is played. It's been played that way for years, and that's the ball game. If you can't block and you can't get to the quarterback, you're going to lose. It's really, really simple. And it's been a reoccurring problem for the Giants. And to me, that was the ball game. Jaden Daniels was doing whatever he wanted to do, and Russell Wilson had no time to complete any passes. And it's been a constant issue for the Giants. Now, of course, we got Russell Wilson back there. You got Jackson Dart, right? But it doesn't matter, right? This is the same stuff we saw with Daniel Jones. And so that's the frustrating problem that people have. And it feels like all right, this is going to be the same type of season because you remove pieces out, Daniel Jones, of course, Saquon Barkley, right? You move these guys out, and now it's the same stuff, right? So it's kind of like the definition of insanity, right? Doing something over and over again, expecting a different result. It's the same stuff, right? So now you got to look at the head guy. He's been, John Mara gave him another opportunity to come in here and coach this team. They had a whole offseason to prepare this team. Of course, all the talks have been about Abdul Carter, right? But in order pretty much for things to work, you got to be able to block somebody, man. You got to be able to block somebody. Now, yes, Andrew Thomas isn't there. I get that. But the problems wasn't on the edge. It was right up the middle. Like Runyon and Van Roten were getting destroyed in the middle. Destroyed. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Getting destroyed in the middle. And you just saw, this, it was just a big difference from the teams. Now, of course, let's be honest. I mean, they have Jaden Daniels, right? If you guys didn't see Hard Knocks a couple of years ago, Joe Shane's son says to him, hey, man, listen, man, you got to trade. You got to go get Jaden Daniels, right? You only got one shot at this job. He said for him to go get Jaden Daniels. Now, I'm not saying he didn't try to get him. He probably did, right? But whatever. Washington got Russell Williams. Washington got Jaden Daniels. We didn't. Two teams going in two different directions. Quarterback changes everything. It just does. Jeremy G, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live. Right? So just going in two different directions because of the change of the quarterback. So, to me, that's a big part, man. I mean, Jaden Daniels, I mean, he is him. He's really, really that good, right? So, but with everything that I'm saying here, right, I know I'm destroying the Giants right now. We still had a chance to win this game. How about that? Going into the third quarter, we get the ball coming out. We're only down 14-6. We drive, we score, bang, bang, 2-point conversions. Game is tied. Going into the fourth quarter, same thing. We're down 14-6. The game was there. Now, of course, there was blunders on, Washington's end. They didn't play that great. They played very sloppy, right? Both teams. And they had a lot of penalties. I believe they had over 11 penalties, something like that. But we could not capitalize. We got down to the goal line twice and could not punch it in. Twice. And then, of course, I'm sure you saw that little dust up, man, with Dable and Malik Neighbors. They're screaming at each other. That's not a good look for Dable. That's not. Because Malik Neighbors is the future. He's the next guy, right? When you think of the top receivers in this league, I'm speaking of, Justin Jefferson, right? Of course, Jamar Chase, LSU boys. There's Malik Neighbors. Where's he from? LSU. I don't know what they're drinking out there in Baton Rouge, but they're pumping out top tier, NFL wide receivers. So he's in that mix. I would say right now, probably, what you guys say? Probably say Neighbors probably top 5 in the league, wide receivers. You got to get him the ball, man. You got to get him the ball. I don't care what you do. You got to find a way to get him the ball. So that, so that was the issue. You know what I mean? Just, that frustration. And, when you're watching a game and you're kind of breaking it down, you're saying, wait a minute, okay, we look terrible. We don't look good at all. At all. But we're still in this game. We're still in this game. I don't know how. All we need is one drive, and we could not get it together. We couldn't. Let me pull up the highlights here, guys. I know you guys don't want to see the highlights, but I have to put it up there in case some people didn't see it. Right? Let's watch the highlights, man. Because the reality is that when you watch this game, you see how bad we look, but then you see the opportunities that we had. You see it. I said it before, right? When I did one of my lives, I said this year is totally on Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen's got to get it together. With all the pieces he has defensively, they put a lot of money into that secondary. Paulson Adebo, and of course Holland back there. And then you bring Abdul Carter. You have those two. You have those horses out there. Abdul Carter, he had a sack and a half today. Brian Burns looked great. 5 tackles, 2 sacks right there. But it's just something's missing, right? So that's why I said it's all on Shane Bowen. If anybody doesn't know who Shane Bowen is, it's the defensive coordinator. You got to make things work here. You got to figure it out, man. You got too many weapons out here to where our defense just doesn't look stout. And then he's dropping back in zone. It's making it easy for Daniels. He's picking us apart. Cliff Kingsbury's the offensive coordinator over there. He's picking us apart. Everything's underneath. Everything's underneath because you're running a zone. You're spying every 2 minutes. Sometimes you got to change it up. You can't spy, go get him. Go get him, man. I don't care. Go get him. Figure it out. But you got too many pieces defensively to not have this work out. You don't. You cannot have this not work out. You just can't, man. This to me is Shane Bowen's year because to me, I'm being honest here, and you guys, let me know if I'm wrong. But I have a feeling that if Wink Martindale was here, I bet you this defense looks ferocious on the interior. Ferocious. Different blitz packages. We're putting pressure on guys. Wink doesn't sit back in zone like that. He goes and gets them. And with Abdul Carter, and of course, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, who looked great. I thought Kayvon Thibodeau was okay today. With those guys, it would have been a NASCAR defense all over again if you would have had Wink in there and those different, he does those sexy blitz packages and all that stuff. That's what he's been known for. He puts pressure on you. You need that with athletes like this on a defensive line. So so to me, that's the frustrating part. That's the frustrating part. Is that it's not like we don't have the pieces, guys. We do. We do have the pieces. But you got to win when it matters up front. You got to win right there on that interior. That's the key. That's the key. You got to win on the interior, and you got to get stops. And the funny thing is that, guys, we were able to get stops today. I don't care how we got them. We were able to get stops. But for some odd reason, we just could not put it together. And so, it's as crazy as it may sound, that's where you got to kind of go back to the head guy. Because now we got new pieces in here, but it's the same outcome. Or once again, we don't want to jump out the window and say it's the same outcome with the whole season. We don't know what the season's going to be like. But what I'm saying is it looks the same. It looks eerily the same, man. It looks eerily the same. It doesn't matter who you put in there. It doesn't matter what you do. They look the same. It just does. My biggest concern, and of course, outside of things I just mentioned, but what I'm watching now is how much pressure, or shall I say, let me say pressure, excuse me. Is it possible that Dable could be losing the locker room? These guys have been in this locker room for a couple of years now. I'm talking Kayvon, I'm talking Dexter, the leaders of this team. Right? The Neighbors is back. right? You know, a guy like Darius Slayton, a long vet in that locker room. Wandell, right? All the young guys. Tim Marks, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, Tim Marks, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. Nasty loss by them boys today, 21-6. This is what we do. This is how we start off the season. So the question I have, right, is he going to lose the locker room? Is guys tired of his voice? Are they tired of what the message that he promotes, the things that he says? Because the results aren't on the field. And all my Knicks guys in here, people that, you saw what happened to Tibbs, right? You saw what happened to Tibbs. No matter how good, it doesn't matter. Things didn't work. Whatever happened in that locker room, they got him out of here. It's the oldest saying ever. A team is a representation of their coach. Period. A team is a representation of their coach. And we just don't seem ready. We just don't. And so this is where I'm a little nervous for him. I like Dable. I like the energy he brought when he first came in. I do, but this is dangerous time for him. This is a dangerous place to be in right now. Because this season could go either way, man. If guys start kind of they start losing focus on who you are and what you do. Big Task is in here. Big Task, one of my day one guys up here, man. One of my Knicks guys. Big Task, appreciate you coming through rocking with me. Here goes Big Task right here. LV, I don't think that Dayball is losing the locker room yet. I just think Neighbors is a little annoying. Big Task, listen. I don't know, Big Task. Here's why I'm a little nervous about it, Big Task. Neighbors a little annoying, right? But all wide receivers are divas, man. This is what they're known for. They're known for being divas. That for Keyshawn, right? Keyshawn Johnson, right? What's the famous saying? Throw me the damn ball, right? This is the thing with these wide receivers. Super divas on the team, the biggest ones. But he is the future, man. He is the guy. And if he starts getting upset, he starts chirping, it doesn't look good for the locker room. It doesn't look good for Dable. It doesn't. Bring it. 316, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Bring it, 316, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. Tough loss for them boys tonight. G-Men, 21-6 in week 1. 0-1 for those Giants. Tough way to go out, man. Tough way to go out. We got another week coming up. We got the Cowgirls next week. Yeah, I said it. Cowgirls. So we got to get focused on that. So to me, that's like the little concern I have is with this locker room, man. And what does it look like? I think guys are going to lock in. I think guys are going to, be able to kind of, refocus because it is their job and stuff like that. And the guys want to win. It is only still one game. But that's something to worry about, guys. It is something to be concerned about. It's something we can't dismiss. It's something we can't act like it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, guys. That locker room is very important. Now, maybe that's why they brought Russell Wilson in here, because he is a good leader, and I understand that. But when you're tired of losing, man, that people, fingers start pointing. And they had a great offseason, man. They had a great offseason, great additions, but certain things they got to get better with. Certain things they got to get better with, and it just doesn't seem like they are. Now, if you guys noticed, right? I don't know if you guys, of course you guys did watch the game like me. Cordell Flott started at corner today. We didn't see Deonte Banks at all. That's huge here, man. Is this the end of Deonte Banks? Is this the end of Deonte Banks as a Giant? Is this the end? He was in there for a couple of plays, but he didn't start. He didn't start at all. Do the Giants kind of start maybe shopping him a bit? Maybe they start calling, trying to move off of him. I don't know. But that was the big talk during training camp, right? Who's going to start at QB2? Opposite Paul Sonadebo, right? Who's going to start? Cordell Flott got to start today. And I must say, Cordell Flott looked pretty good. I thought he looked pretty good today, man. A couple of pass breakups, a couple of decent tackles. I thought he looked good. I thought he looked comfortable out there. If anybody knows, another LSU kid, Cordell Flott. These LSU boys, they just loading up the NFL, man. Great players. Of course, that Odell Beckham, of course, LSU. These guys, these Bayou Bengals, man, they're all over the league. He played outside, not the slot at LSU. So this was a perfect thing for him to do. So you're seeing a better player than what we've kind of seen in the past couple of seasons to where he played slot. He struggled there. But now he's playing his respectable position of what he played in college, and he looks comfortable out there. So that's good to see for Cordell Flott. So that's a positive thing that with that. Brian Burns looked great, man. See the stats right there: 5 tackles, 2 sacks. He looked unblockable. I thought Shane Bowen changed up things a little bit in that second half. I thought he put a little bit more pressure, which I thought is fabulous. Brian Burns looks great. Now, I thought also, too, we saw great things from Abdul Carter as well. I'll bring up the stats in a second, but I thought Abdul Carter looked great as well. Dexter Lawrence was getting triple teamed all night. He was getting sandwiched every single play. So a couple of times he couldn't really get off of the block. I believe I'll bring up the stats. I think he had 3 tackles today, Dexter Lawrence. But he was pretty quiet today. But he was getting doubled. They understand who the monster is in that middle. But that's where it's up to guys to fight off blocks, get off a block, and make a tackle, especially if your big D tackle is getting doubled. But see, Daniels is slippery, man. He's slippery back there. And once again, you guys don't know, he's super fast. He runs a 4.40, man. So as soon as he gets to the outside, he's tough to deal with. So, so that's why they was gashing us in the middle. They rushed for over 100 yards today. Daniels is just, he's a generational guy, man. He's a generational guy. They got him, we didn't. So that's why you see the difference in the teams here. Rondo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Tough loss on the boys, 121. I think it's the next game. Sorry, I apologize, people. 21-6. Giants losing to the Washington Commanders in week 1, go down 0-1 on the season. So hopefully we'll be back, man. Next week, like I said, we got the Cowgirls, man. So we try to get back in the winning column. Christopher Moody, man. Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. It's your first time coming through rocking with me and my crew. Please subscribe to the channel, Christopher Moody. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. John Coulter. Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live and my crew, man. Tough loss for them boys, 21-6 in the nation's capital. Giants go down 0-1 in week 1. But John Coulter, man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. So my boy Rondo's in here. When Rondo says Daniel Jones' numbers today is another reason Jay Dable should be fired. Okay, here we go. See? I told you this was coming. My man Rondo just dropped up in here, dropping atom bombs already. Wants to coach out of here. I told you this was going to happen. I told you this is coming. This is coming. I'm telling you. It's the same stuff. Do I think he should be fired? No. I think he should be given a chance to right the ship. But Rondo, listen, man, I can't be upset with you, man. You're absolutely right here. You're absolutely right. I can't, Rondo. I don't even know what to say, man. I have to agree with you. I'm just saying, man, it looks crazy. I know. And of course, don't even mention Rondo, Saquon, right? We don't want to talk about that. He was ranked the number 1 player in the league by the NFL when they ranked their players. Dexter Lawrence, I believe, was number 17 ranked, and Saquon Barkley was number 1. This is all based on your peers. The peers in the league, his peers felt like he was the best player in the league. Is that going to happen to Daniel Jones? I don't know. Who knows, man? But it just doesn't look good. Extremely frustrating. Khaled Passion, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Tough loss for them boys on the road in the nation's capital. 21-6. Malik Neighbors, 5 receptions, 71 yards. Chris Moody says, look at that. DJ dropped a 30 ball today. Yo, man, listen, man, that's not looking good, Chris. It's not looking good. It's just not. Because look, here's the reality. And Chris, I'm glad you brought that up. Because then the argument comes back to say, like, he was never really the problem. That's people who were for, Danny Dimes, people who were for him, right? That will be the argument now. That he wasn't the problem, right? They should have needed. People have been saying that they should have never traded Saquon. They should have never, right? So this is what happens when you come out with an effort like today. This is what goes on. Like, this is just what it is. I know people say, Monday morning quarterback. But listen, this is the frustration, because when you leave a situation and you go someplace else and you light it up, it's a pure representation of how things were going on over there. Because now look, Daniel Jones can stink up the joint for the rest of the year. I understand that. But for today, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't. Okay, got everybody rolling up in here, man. Appreciate everybody also too, man. Let's reset the room. Listen, tough loss to the Giants today, man. 21-6. Jaden Daniels was on fire today. I'll bring up the stats in a minute. Brian Burns had 5 tackles and 2 sacks. Malik Neighbors, 5 receptions, 71 yards. Giants go down 0-1 on the season in week 1. So people, listen, I see everybody rolling up here. If you can, please hit that like button for me, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man. But please, if you're coming through, please hit that like button for me. Please do so. All right, so Kelly Passion says, LV, man, you letting this team off too easy. This looks like a 3-4 season again. See, look at that, man. Look at that. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. Everybody's jumping out the window because they see what we know. They see the same thing like every year. Like I said, it's a definition of insanity. Doing something over and over again, expecting a different result, but it's the same thing. You know what you're doing. I think, guys, let me know if I'm wrong. Is it kind of like is it kind of like in some ways like a little bit of PTSD? You guys think so? That's what it feels like. It's PTSD. We automatically think. My man Calic Passion says, "Yo, we're going 3-4 this year, LV. That's it. Pack them up. We're done." That's what it feels like. PTSD. That's it. Everyone's like, it's over. No one's looking forward to the Cowgirls or the rest of the season. And it just so happens, we have the toughest schedule in the league. It just so happens. The league just loves us. So they just, it doesn't get any easier. So Cali Pass is right there. Look, he's dropping bombs already. Here they come. See, this is what happens. Cali Pass says, let's call a spade a spade. I don't think this team is beating the Cowboys next week. We're going to get mopped again. This team is trash. See, here they go. They're dumping trash cans all on the G-men. I don't want to jump out the window and say that yet, Cali Pasha, but it's valid what you're saying, man. It's valid. You're not wrong. No. You're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong for feeling this way. You're not. It's all valid what you're saying. But we got to have hope here, man. We got to have hope. Christopher Moody says, imagine if DJ takes this team to the playoffs. If he takes them to the playoffs, all right, no, because he took us to the playoffs. If he wins a Super Bowl, and it'll be back-to-back years that the star players on our offense, one we traded, one we pretty much did terrible by, won Super Bowls in back-to-back years, there's no way these guys survive. There's no way Dable and Joe Shane survive. There's no way. Back-to-back years, John Mara will be a fool to keep these guys. It's just bad decision making. That's just it. It's just bad decision making. Bad. See, remember Big Taz, right? Big Taz? No way. Exactly. Big Taz, I'm just saying. If he wins a Super Bowl with the Colts, let's just jump out the window. Let's say he wins the Super Bowl with the Colts. Do they come back? There's no way, Big Taz. There's no way he keeps him. There's no way. It just doesn't look good at all. Rondo says Dable was supposed to be an offensive genius. We've seen the same thing for the last 4 years. You're right. You're right. You're right. You know, the biggest argument, Rondo, was the fact that he didn't have his quarterback. Right? That was the key. You know, when he was in, Buffalo, he had the quarterback. He had Josh Allen. He was responsible for molding and creating this offense around Josh Allen. And remember also, too, he's the offensive coordinator at Alabama when Jalen Hurts was there. And with Tua, he was there for all that. So he's watched quarterbacks grow and become these stars, right? His hands have been in the pot. But it's different, Rondo, when you're running your show, right? When you're the top dog. It's different when you got to take them shots, man. And you got to call those shots. And if it don't work out, it falls on you. That's a different type of pressure, man. And especially in the Mecca. It's different. It's different here. This ain't Buffalo. Say Buffalo. I know it's in New York, but it ain't. Buffalo might as well be in Canada. That's how far it is up north. This ain't that. It's a different type of pressure here, man. Different. So I don't know, man. I think the pressure's real for him. I think he's feeling it. Rondo. He knows, Rondo. He knows what's going on. He knows. I'm going to play a clip from him too, man. I think he's feeling the pressure. He's feeling the pressure. He is. There's no doubt about it that he's feeling the pressure. All right, guys, give me 1 second here. Let me go. I'm going to bring up the stats here, right? Let me bring up the stats here for you guys, all right? I'll bring this up. Stats are ill, man, because it gives a full breakdown, really. Okay, 1 second here. All right, guys, take a look here, right? So, technically, Russell Wilson, if you're looking at it, right, he was sacked twice today. It feels like he was sacked 80,000 times. Like, it just feels that way. But he was 17 for 37, 168 yards. Jaden Daniels, 19 for 30, 233. It felt like he could have had more. He missed some throws. 1 TD, but he was sacked 3 times today. We got to him twice. 3 times. Burns twice. And Thibodeau and Abdul Carter got to him today. Right? They both had a half a sack, which makes it to 3. Sorry. Now, look at the rushing, guys. Look at the rushing here. Look. This is the ball game right here, honestly. Russell Wilson was 8 for 44 yards, 15 yards, as long as he got. Tyrone Tracy, 10 for 24. Devin Singletary, 3 for 9. Cam Scatter, boo! We got to talk about him also, too. 2 for -3. Only 74 yards today rushing on 23 carries. I was about to call him the you know what, but I'm calling him the Commander. Sorry, I'm ready to say the other word. You know what I'm talking about. Can't say it. I don't want to get flagged here. But the old school name of the Washington team. I was about to say that just now, but it's the Commanders. 32 carries today for the whole team, 220 yards on the ground. Jaden Daniels had 11 for 68, and the new kid, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt from Arizona, he's their rookie. He had 10 carries for 82 yards today. And Austin Eckler, 6 for 26. Jeremy Nichols, 4 for 25. And, of course, Deebo Samuel, he's Swiss Army knife over there. He had 1 for 19 yards, and that was that touchdown at the end, which pushed it over to 21-6. And they just torched us on the ground like Swiss cheese. And then the offense receiving, here you go, right? Neighbors, 5 for 71, right? His longest was 25. I thought Wandell was solid today, too. I thought he was able to get open in certain spots. A couple of third down conversions, which I thought was solid for him. 6 for 55. 20 was his longest. He had 8 targets today. Bellinger only had 1 catch, 1 for 14. Scatterbull had 2 for 12. Tyrone Tracy was 2 receptions for 11 yards. Theo Johnson, 1 for 5. He had that one big-time drop that hit him right in his hands, and he just couldn't finish. And Darius Slayton only had 1 target and no catches at all for Darius Slayton. Didn't he get $36 million this year? How is he not getting any, only 1 target for him? I digress. Anyway, 17 receptions altogether for the team, 168 yards. Now you go over to, of course, the Washington Commanders. Deebo Samuel was 7 for 71. Chris Moore, 1 for 34. Austin Eckler, 3 for 31. Noah Brown, 2 for 27. Terry McLaurin, only 2 for 27. I thought we did a pretty good job on him. Zach Ertz, 3 for 26. And 1 for 11 for Jalen Lane. But the thing about this is that I don't know why, but it felt like Zach Ertz had like 10 catches. It just felt like that. Everything was underneath. And we just could not stop that. And that was pretty much that whole zone spying defense that Shane Bowen was running. It was unstoppable today. Unstoppable. Jaden Daniels just felt like he was super comfortable back there. Like he felt like he was no pressure at all. And even though we did pressure him a couple of times, it just didn't feel that way. It just didn't. Defense was okay. Defensive line, I thought the secondary was struggle, but of course, look at the stats here. Bobby Okereke, man, 16 total tackles altogether, man, 16 for him. 7 solo. Javon Holland, 8 tackles total. Paul Debo, 7. Brian Burns, 6. Excuse me, I had 5. He has 6 actually, 2 sacks. Tyler Nubin had 6. Drew Phillips had 4. Dave Belton had 4. Micah McFadden, he got hurt today, guys, like first drive. Hurt his ankle or his knee or something like that. So we got to see what that's going to be for him going forward. He had 3 for 2, and Abdul Carter had 3 and a sack and a half. Dexter Lawrence had 3 tackles. Kayvon Thibodeau, 2 and a sack and a half, and cut off flat 2 and 2, 1, 1. Nick Jones, Nacho. It just was one of those games, man. It just was one of those games. Just one of those games totally, man. It's extremely frustrating. I'm sure everyone feels the way like I do. Just wasn't a good look altogether, man. Just wasn't a good look altogether at all. Just the stats. Just frustrating loss. Extremely frustrating loss. All right, let me get in chat here, man. Clay Pastor said, the Commanders played a weak game and we still got slaughtered. Yeah, they didn't play well at all, man. Clay Pastor, they didn't play well at all. They just didn't. You know what I'm saying? Jaden Daniels even admitted to it too. He said, yo, we played a sloppy game today. And to be honest, guys, we could have got scorched today. Jaden Daniels missed a lot of throws, and they had a lot of penalties. It might have been I want to say they had 11 penalties or 12 penalties for 80 yards or something like that. The Giants only had 5 or 6 penalties. But that's what kind of kept us in the game, was that they would, constant penalties, holding, and it was a sloppy game. But they dominated, man. They dominated. It didn't look hard at all for them. They were hurting themselves. And that's a bit of the concern here, with this, right? Is that, it seemed like we had moments in the game where we looked like we kind of were all right, we can kind of get something out of these drives. But when you get to the 5-yard line in this league, you got to score touchdowns. You can't be getting field goals. You got to score touchdowns. And if we score 2 touchdowns, this looks like a totally different game now. Looks like a totally different game. Because now that score is 14, and now, the game is called differently, all those different things. But if you can't get in the end zone, to me, that's the ball game. That's the ball game totally. Okay. Everybody's going in. Khaled is going in today. He's going in. He's tired of this. He says, this is on the coaching staff. Cupcake play calling, super predictable on both sides of the ball. The fish is rotten from the head down. There he goes. There we go. So look, guys, listen. I said it. A lot of people are going to want Dave out of here, man. They're going to want him gone. Can you sit here and say that that's not true? Like, I can't say it's not true. He's got to turn this around. Like, because this is all a representation of him. This is your show, man. This is your show. This is your ship. You're the captain of this. You hired Shane Bowen, right? With the pieces that he has here, this defense should be doing damage, man. Damage. And it's just pedestrian at best, man. It just does. I said it. I said at the beginning of the show, and I said it on my other show. To me, all the pressure's on him. Yes, it's on Dable, of course. He's the head guy. But to me, the pressure is on Shane Bowen, because I felt going into this year that the Giants were going to win games because of their defense. I thought their offense would kind of have moments, but they would struggle. But I thought the defense was the strongest part of this team, and we look like Swiss cheese today. Now, granted, yes, it's against Jaden Daniels, one of the new rising stars in this league. I understand it, but you got to look better than what you did. You got to look a lot more stout. And they didn't look stout. Look like Swiss cheese out there. And that's not good. That's not good. But once again, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. A team is a representation of their coach. That's it. That's it, man. A team is a representation of their coach. That's it. And I know it's an old saying and people have been saying it, but it's the truth, man. It's the truth. If your coach is soft, or if he doesn't hold you accountable, or he doesn't know what he's doing, it's going to look like that on the field. It's going to look like that on Sunday. Period. If your coach is a hard nose, you know how he is, you know how certain things are, the team is going to play like that, man. They just are. How is it everywhere that Jim Harbaugh goes, the teams are always strong on the line, offensive line, the quarterback is always solid, and he always has a stout defense? How is that everywhere Jim Harbaugh goes? He was like that when he was in San Francisco. He was like that when he went to Michigan. They won a national championship. Now he's like that over there, with the Chargers. They just beat, the Chiefs the other night. But they've been looking solid. Since he came back to the league, they're starting to look better. Now he's got the quarterback. Like, it's the same thing, man. He has strong lines. I'm sorry, 49ers. Before that, he was with Stanford. He started them rolling right before they got Andrew Luck. Then he went to San Francisco. Remember, Colin Kaepernick. He was out there. He took him to the Super Bowl. Then Michigan, right? So now I'm just saying, team is a representation of their coach. So that's why they play the way that they play. You see him. He's a hard-nosed coach, so he knows what to do. Offensive line is always stout, always. Quarterbacks are always solid. Defenses are always ferocious. Why is that, man? Why is that? That matters, man. That matters. Identity, attitude, mindset, outlook, all that stuff that really kind of like equate to who you are as a person matters, because your team is going to reflect that. Team is going to reflect that. So I don't know, but the seat is kind of warming up a bit for Dable. Warming up. If he let me ask you guys this question. If he would have came out, let's say the Giants would have lost a tough one. Let's say we were lost today 20-21, but it was a good game. Like we were right there, and maybe someone missed a field goal, and that's why we lost. You would feel better, right? You would feel better because you would see the effort is there. Like, okay, we're close. We're close, right? You would feel better. Today didn't feel like that. Today feel like we're like eons away from being as good as anybody else in this league. Like we feel like we're still at the in the cellar of the NFL. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it felt like today. Rondo says Dable and Shane were made to be geniuses. We did well in the draft, but we are seeing the same product. Did they even finish? Do they even finish the season? Oh, I see. That's the thing. Rondo, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. If it gets bad, that's why Rondo, I talked about the locker room. I talked about if it gets bad, like positive pineapple, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Let me reset the room, man. Tough loss for them boys today, 21-6. The Giants go down to the Washington Commanders in the nation's capital. They are now 0-1 on the season, week 1. Malik Neighbors, 25 receptions, 71 yards. Brian Burns, 5 tackles, 2 sacks. Actually, 6 tackles, 2 sacks. So yeah, tough loss today. But Positive Pineapple, man, please subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate you coming through, rocking with me and my crew, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. So please subscribe, man. I do this every weekend. Everybody that's rocking with me knows that. So after every game, I will be doing a post game. So please come through and check that out. So Rondo, do they survive the season? I don't know, Rondo, because that locker room is huge, man. And what happens is that's why I asked earlier, and I mentioned it earlier. Is his voice being heard still? Is his voice still being heard? Like, do people still respect him? Or are they kind of like, yo, whatever? We ain't really trying to hear Dave's right now. Right? Like, I'm being honest with you guys. Is that happening? Or people like they're not really trying to hear Dave's. Not really trying to hear what he says. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the key, because if he loses the locker room, that's it, man. That's it. They'll fire that guy in like week 4, week 5, because they've been hearing rumblings in that locker room. That's what will happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being honest with you. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Being an NFL head coach is the toughest job in this league, man. Not the toughest job in this league. Is the toughest job in sports. Because you got to be able to lead men, right? You got to be able to lead men. Like, and I'm talking about some tough SOBs. Like, this ain't basketball, baseball, where dudes are kind of like chill and laid back. These are different type of guys in the locker room. These are like the alpha dudes. You know what I mean? Not everybody can play football. These are the alpha guys. So you got to be able to kind of have a certain type of toughness to you to go in the locker room and be able to lead these guys. They got to be able to believe and trust in you. But when they feel like you're kind of like, man, I ain't trying to hear this guy, man. He's talking nonsense. And he can kind of sense that nobody's listening to him and stuff like that, or it just doesn't look good, man. It just doesn't. Wait, let me pull up something real quick for you guys. Let me pull up something. I'm show you exactly what I mean by when I say these things. I'll show you exactly what I mean when I say this stuff, because I want you to understand like why this stuff is such a big deal. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Be patient with LV here. Pull something up really fast, man, for you guys, because I want to show you something that happened today, and it's actually not good. It's not a good look at all. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday, man. You know, kids are back in school and stuff like that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Summer's over, man. Flew by. Flew by. All right. So let me pull this up for you guys, man. Let me pull this up for you guys. And this is ill, man, because it's just too big, man. It's too big. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Why is it doing this? 1 second here. I'm trying to fix something here, guys. Be patient with me. 1 second. I don't know why this is doing this. This thing's like acting up as usual. 1 second. Let me see. Trying to share something with you guys. It is acting up here. Give me 1 second. Be patient with me. Why is this happening here? Let me go back here. Technical difficulties here, guys. This is crazy. Why is this acting like this? I'm trying to pull this up for you guys. Close this out. Okay. Hang on 1 second. Chris Coward, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. Tough loss for them boys in the nation's capital. 21-6. Nasty. Nasty loss for them boys. Sorry, though, man. Sorry, we'll get it. We'll get it back. Hopefully, everyone's stable gone. They want him out of here. They're like, yo, man, he's got to go, LV. He's got to go. They want him gone. They don't want him here. This is crazy. Why is this doing this? This is like insane. All right, let's figure this out. Okay. I think I got it here. I think I got it here. I don't know, man. So you guys get it real and live and uncut here with LV, man. Trying to get this technical stuff taken care of. First game of the season, by the way. So you get all the stuff live and uncut here with LV, man. Live and uncut. Real stuff. All right, so let me pull this up for you guys here, man. This is, this is what I mean by the whole like Daewoo stuff. This is like what I mean because, it's ill because when you see this stuff happening, right? And this is him and Neighbors now on the sideline here. Meanwhile, the quarterback, they're beefing here, they're screaming. Look at Neighbors.
Upset at something Brian Dable addressing, and then his teammates came over to help, and then today guys.
Look, man, you got to give him a dap. You don't give him a dap. Look at that. He doesn't give him a dap at all. Guys, that's not good, man. That's not good at all. Well, I'm gonna bring it up one more time. I'm bringing it up one more time for you guys because I want you to understand, like, when you see stuff like this, it's just not good, man. It's just not, and people want to try to make it seem like, oh, it's not a big deal, LV. It's, it's just, people just, it happens. Like, no, man. No, no. That stuff like that doesn't happen. Maybe behind the scenes, but not game one. Not game one. Stuff like that happens. Share for you guys one more time, man. Like bring it back to it.
So they will play. Meanwhile, in the quarter break, this was going on. Malik Neighbors upset at something Brian Dable addressing, and then his teammates came over to help, and then says, "Hey guys, let's get together. We're going to go." And so they will play. Meanwhile, in the quarter break, this was going on. Malik Neighbors upset at something Brian Dable addressing, and then his teammates came over to help, and then says, "Hey guys, let's get together. We're going to go." And so
he ain't trying to listen to him, and that's bad. See, stuff like that is bad, and it's too early for that. It's too early for that. It is. You know what I'm saying? So when you see stuff like that happening, it really, really makes you raise an eyebrow. It does. This is game one. They already beefing. Look at that. So that tells me that underneath, like other stuff is going on. Behind the scenes. All my people who follow me here as Knicks fans. Some of you may not be Knicks fans, but all my dudes in here that rock with the orange and blue, you know what I'm talking about. This was stuff we was talking about. Remember when you saw who was arguing on the bench? We saw Big Cat and OG over there arguing. It was beefing. I said, yo, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. Come on, man. There's stuff going on. This is game one. This is game one, and you're seeing this nonsense. Coach coming down to try to dap you up like, yo, we good. He's like, man, come on, get out of here, man. I ain't trying. Nah, it's over for that. It's over for that. It's your head coach, man. That's your head coach, and that's what you do to your head coach. It's trouble in paradise, man. My man Chris Moody said neighbors getting tired of all that losing stuff. Yo, Chris, that's what I think, man. Just like Odell, right? See, LSU boys, right? Same thing. NFL Giants, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. Reset the room. Tough loss for them boys, 21-6 in the nation's capital. Giants go down 0-1 on the season in week 1. But this is not good, man. But Chris, you're right, man. He's probably getting tired of it, man. He hears the stuff going on in the locker room. He hears the conversations. He's probably like, man, knock it up. I'm tired of all that. I don't want to hear all that. Quiet on that noise. Let's win games. Give me the ball. That's how he feels. That's how he feels, man. And that's not good for the head guy. That's not good for the head guy when you go and dap up your star and he's like, man, get out of here. It's not good. Chris Moody says, facts, you need Dan Campbell. There you go. And Dan Campbell used to be a Giant. But he was here with Tom Coughlin. He knew what time it was then, right? So that was different time. Remember, Tom Coughlin, tough guy, right? Team is a reflection of their coach. Team is a reflection of their coach. Chris Cotwood says that seat will get mad hot real quick if they lose to Dallas next week. Hey, listen, man, I think hey, Chris, man, I think that seat is already hot, man. I think it's already hot. I think it was lukewarm when John Mara brought them back. Now it's like you kind of turning it up a little bit. Turn it up a little bit. Right now it's warm. But yo, that joint about to be like hot lava. I'm telling you. Rondo says Coach Tibbs won and was fired for lack of adjustments. Dable has shown us the same product, and his key card still works at MetLife. Look at that, the key card. You said at MetLife. The stadium or the building? Which one? Because, the building's right next to it. Yeah, right, Rondo, you're right. They should. Nah, let me not say it. Let him keep his key card, Rondo. It's only week 1. It's only week 1, guys. You guys got LV ready to jump out the window with y'all. Let's chill. Pump the brakes. It's just week 1. But do I have PTSD like you guys? Yes, I do. I'm not going to sit here and try to. LV's not going to diminish it. I'm not going to be like, whatever. I can't do that. I can't. I got to be real about this. Got to be, man. Got to be. I can't act like this joint don't matter, man. It's a real thing. People are tired of losing, man. Especially in this town. Especially this place is different, man. This place is different. If anybody knows, if you're a Giant fan, Knicks fan, Jet fan, whatever, this place is different, man. This place is different. Especially if you're a Yankee fan, like this place is different, man. This place is different. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't win here, you're going to hear it, man. You're going to hear it.
Played a good game.
All right, guys, listen really quick. All right, I'm here. Let's listen to the head coach, right? Let's listen to the head guy. We've been tearing him up. Paul. Let me pause on that. All right, let's listen to the head guy. Let's listen to what he has to say. It's not looking good for him. Let's see what he has to say. Okay.
Credit to Washington. They played a good game. I thought there was times we did some good things, but obviously not enough. Offensively, 6 points. It's tough to win a game. Didn't feel like we got into much of a rhythm, particularly on early downs on the offensive side of it. And then we left 11 points out there in the red zone. I thought defensively we battled. We hit a lot of our keys. They had the big one there at the end, but we got to do a better job on the offensive side of the football. Players, coaches, everybody. And then in the kicking game, I thought we did some good things there, but again, certainly not good enough. Tough game, good week we had, and give them a lot of credit. And just on bottom line, was not good enough.
See, his mannerisms and what he's showing me is that he knows this doesn't look good. Like, he knows the seat is hot. He knows this. Like, this guy's not an idiot. You know what I mean? He's a very smart guy, very smart head coach. He's won a lot in this league. He's won a lot in college, right? I believe he won a national championship when he was in college. So he knows the temperature, right? He understands, and it's sweltering hot in there. He knows that. Especially in this town. Like, this is not Buffalo, man. This is not Indianapolis. This is not, some like Tennessee. This ain't that, man. This is the Mecca. The Giants they got Super Bowls, man. 4 of them things. Everybody's all Eagles, everything. We got more than the Eagles, okay? We got more than them. They just started winning. So, this is different, man. And I think he's feeling it. He's feeling it. He knows this is a bad look. He knows you can see in his body language that he knows. He said we had a good summer. But we had a good summer, cool, but it's not coming together, man. Why? Why is it not coming together? Why? He's got to look himself in the mirror, man. He's got to look himself in the mirror because he's a direct connection to that as to why. We can sit there and try to point fingers at everybody and all this other stuff. Yo, you're the head guy, man. You're the head guy. You're running the show. So if guys don't play well, this looks bad on you. It just does. So now he's going to talk about how I felt today, right? What it felt like. Here's the coach. Here's the coach again. Let's listen to him. Listen to what he has to say. Okay. Once again, let's reset the room, man. Everybody's rolling in here. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Everybody that's coming through here, please hit that like button for me. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, even though it's a tough loss. Still coming through, rocking with me. It's truly, truly appreciated, right? Tough loss on the boys, 21-6 in the nation's capital to the Commanders. Brian Burns, 5 tackles, 2 sacks, actually 6 tackles. Typo on LV's bad. I apologize. Malik Neighbors, 5 receptions, 71 yards. So, yeah. Okay. NFL Giants said, did you see Dable smiling on the sidelines after some bad plays? I'm not the only one. Yeah, man. See, that's the thing, man. I think he's trying to figure things out, man. I think he's really struggling. NFL. I think he's really struggling here, man. I think he's trying to figure things out. I started off the show by saying the game is won and lost on the interior, offense and defense. If your offensive line is not strong and your defensive line is not stout, you're going to lose in this league. I don't care how good your quarterback is. I don't care how good your running backs are, your wide receivers, your cornerbacks. I don't care. You're going to lose a lot. And to me, they dropped the ball big time by not going out there and looking for some offensive linemen, interior offensive linemen. They got Jermaine Illuminor. I think he's solid. I thought he had a solid day, but that interior is a problem. Like Greg Roten, I don't think they did a good job about getting John Michael Schmitz. I think he's not what they thought he was going to be, but that's drafting. You didn't draft well in that aspect. He hasn't been good. He's been okay, but he's getting pushed around. There was a clip I put out there short. I put out of Abdul Carter putting him on his tail. Like this guy, he's not stout enough in that middle. John Runyon and Greg Van Roten. Greg Van Roten's old, man. You know what I mean? I think they was hoping that Evan Neal would kind of be that, but that was another bad draft, right? Evan Neal's been a bust, right? So once again, this is all under their decisions. So I think it could be smiling because of nervousness, NFL, because he realized like, oh man, this is not looking good. It's their choices, man. It's their choices, and this is what's showing on the field. They picked these players. Elaine Klein, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Tough loss for them boys. Tough loss. This road says, man, LV, man, we haven't been good for 14 years now. Yeah, it's been tough, man. It's been tough, man. It's been tough. It's been tough, this Rover. Been really tough. Chris says, these first 3 games, hopefully, if we can be 1-2, if it happens to be over in 3, it's a wrap. Yeah, man. See, Chris, I don't know, man. We got the Cowboys. We got the Cowboys in Jerry's world. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be ready to go. Especially I thought they should have won the other night if CeeDee Lamb makes those catches. So they're going to be ready. They're highly motivated to play better since the Micah Parsons deal, right? They want to prove that they're still good. Dak is still Dak. So they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready. So we got to see if, do we have a bounce back? But if not, right after that, guys, I'm going to bring up the schedule in a second. But right after that, we got the Chiefs right after that at home. The champs look good the other night, too. It's just, Justin Herbert and the Chargers made more plays, but the champs didn't look bad. And they still got Mahomes, man. They still got Mahomes. He's the best player in the league. It doesn't matter if his line is okay or shaky. He still makes plays. It doesn't matter. All right, guys, let's go to Dable. Let's see what he had to say about the loss today, man. Someone, a reporter asked him about, like, here we go again, basically. And this is what how he's responding.
There was a lot of talk about the vibe so much different this year. How do you get a feeling of kind of here we go again?
Well, it's a new season, but it does hurt, Dan. You got a good camp. Felt good about coming into this game against a really good football team, and it does hurt. There's no question about that. So we got to pick up, move on, learn from it, and obviously not good enough. Get ready to play Dallas, who's had a little bit of a couple days off here, and focus on that. But focus on the things that we have to do better, all of us, and be ready to play a better game, collective game, complementary game.
There's a lot of talk about the vibe.
He's running out of steam, man. He's running out of steam, and he's running out of things to say. He's running out of steam and running out of things to say. This is what happens when you start to, lose your voice a little bit in that locker room. A little bit. Not saying fully. I'm not saying he's fully gone, but I don't know, man. LV's I'm a little worried here about the head guy. He's the coach, man. He's the head dude. He runs the show, man. So he's got to be better. He's got to be better as far as a motivator and all that. Hey, man, let's listen to Russell Wilson, man. I like Russell Wilson. I think he's a great leader, but I think he's kind of coming to the end here with his career, and I think that you guys think it's time for Dart. You think it's time for Dart. You think it's time to put Dart in, because I like Russell Wilson, man, but I think he's kind of old, man. I think he's kind of old. I don't know if those quick twitch muscles are still there. A couple of times I felt he ran into pressure. He was in panic mode. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the line was good. The line was terrible, but I just thought that, I don't know, man. I feel like we need Dart, man. Like a young guy. Oh, here we go. This Rover. That's right. This Rover says, yes, we need new young blood. Yeah, man. We need that. This Rover. We need that. I like Russ. I do, man. I don't know, man. Got an old guy back there, man, with a whole bunch of ferocious young guys trying to get at him, and he looked old and slow. Like his reaction time, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know, man. So listen to him. Listen to what he has to say. I think he's a great leader. I think he's been great for this team. But I think his time is kind of running thin, too.
8 of the last 9 years, struggling to score touchdowns is the last 4 years. How do you prevent here we go again?
Yeah, I just think focus on what we can do better. I think that we have a good team. That's a good football team too. It was a close game. It was 14-6 the whole game. And they scored in the last few minutes there. But it was, 14-6. We really, should have been, at least 14-10 or trying to get 14-17 or something like that. But, like I said, we don't convert in the red zone. That's what happens.
He's right on when he says that. And I said that to you guys earlier. Because this game was ill, because as much as we're killing the Giants, they were right there. They were right there. They going into the fourth quarter, they were down 14-6. But you got to take advantage of those opportunities, man, in this league. You can't not, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm saying, and I'm not saying Dart should start, but, you might need some new blood, man. You might. Like this Rover said, you might need that, man, because I like Russell. I do, but I think he's getting old, man. And you need a young guy in there that's got quick twitch muscles, that can read the field, and he's got that young hunger. He can get out the pocket quicker, make quicker decisions. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that these young guys can do. Look at Jaden Daniels, man. Young guy. You see him moving around out there. He looks like, why does he look so much faster than everyone else? Everyone looks slow. And he looks like he's running in slow motion. He doesn't look like he's fast, like he's running like a 4.40. He just looks like he's just jogging and everyone else is running slow. That's how fast he's going. It's like the game is moving in slow motion for him. He's doing what he wants out there. So I don't know. You guys let me know if I'm bugging out about that. Okay, let me see here. All right, let me see what everyone's saying here. I mean, NFL says, you keep it real and I expect that. So what's your honest opinion on Neighbor's situation? You believe he's looking for a new team in the back of his head? I mean, he's a diva, man. He's a wide receiver, man. That's how most of these guys think. If they don't get the ball after every week, they want to go to a new team, right? I mean, that's just what it is. They want a ball. They want to be the glamour guys. You know what I mean? That's just what it is with these wide receivers. But I do think that right now he's mad. He's upset. But I think, with Russell Wilson's leadership, and then he sees what Jackson Dart is, he's going to probably want to be here, because I put it to you like this. The Giants aren't letting him go nowhere. He's not going anywhere. So they're going to make sure they get this right with him, whether Dable's here or Dable's not. They're going to make sure they get this right with this guy. He's too good of a player, man. He's too good of a player to let him walk. So you got to make sure you put all the pieces in there to make sure that he's happy and he's putting up numbers like he is. He's a Jamar Chase, man. You don't let those guys walk. He's a Justin Jefferson. Those guys, you cannot let those guys walk out of the building like that. You just can't. I don't think they make the same mistake they did with Odell. I don't think they do that. They just got to get it right, man. They just got to get it right. And how you get it right, NFL, you got to get that offensive line together. Like that, that's just what it is. You got too many weapons. You got to get that right. Two things they got to do. And I know it's too late, but I'm just saying, if they can pick up somebody in free agency or whatever, I don't know. Two things they have to do. They got to fix that offensive line, the interior, because Andrew Thomas is coming back. The interior. I love Illuminor out there. I think he's a great right tackle. He's solid out there. He's not great. He's not bad neither, but he's solid. But you need that interior's got to get fixed. We already have our left tackle. When he comes back, I think we'll be fine. That's what you need. Then the other dynamic is you need somebody next to Dexter Lawrence. We let go of Leonard Williams. We let him walk. They were a great pair together. You got to get somebody in there with Dexter Lawrence to take away for that double teaming, because they're double teaming him like crazy. And so once they do that, whoever's there, now it's your job to beat your man. Get off a block and make a play. They can't do that. DJ Davidson and Nacho and all them dudes, they can't get off of blocks, man. They just can't. And that's the key. And then through that, now you can let Kayvon, Abdul, and of course, Brian Spider Burns eat. That's how you do that. That's the key. That's the key, man. That's the key. And that's what they should have been focusing on this year. Big Chad says, I have reservations about bringing in Dart because I think we have some problems that Dart won't be able to solve in reference to coaching. Big Task, you're absolutely right. I agree. Big Task, I'm not saying definitely do it, Big Task. I'm not like let's do it now. Like I'm not like that, Big Task. But what I will say, Big Task, is we got to be open to something, Big Task. Like we have to be, because the reality is something's got to change, Big Task. Something's got to change. Like it just does, man. This can't continue, because then our season will be over, Big Task. Let me pull up a schedule. Let me pull up a schedule. Let me show you guys how quickly this can be over. Pull this up really quick. Glad you mentioned this here. Now, guys, look at the schedule here, right? Can you guys see it? Is it good? Blowing up pretty good? Let me try to blow it up for you guys a little bit more. Okay. Hopefully that's good for you guys. Let me see here. All right, then that's good. All right, cool. Look. So here we go. This is the schedule, guys. This is the schedule. Right? So we just had Washington, we lost. We got Dallas in Jerry World. Then after that, we got the Chiefs. We just saw what the Chargers did to the Chiefs. We got the Chargers back-to-back at home against the Chiefs. This can easily get ugly quick. 0-4 we could be looking at right now. Then you got the Saints at New Orleans, which is always tough to play. We can steal a victory there. Let's just say that. Was that 1-4? Then you got Philly at Philly. What are we looking at? 1-5? Then at Denver, who's on a rise. You got to go to Mile High Stadium, right, which is a mile off the ground. That's a loss. So what is that, 1-6? Then I'm bugging. I said at Philly. I'm sorry. We got Philly at home. At Philly again. So what is that, 1-7? Then we got the Niners at home, 1-8. I mean, look at the schedule, man. This is murderer's row. Then we got to go to Chicago, Caleb Williams. You know they're going to be better. Then we got Green Bay, Micah Parsons in the crew. And Jeremiah Love, that's a loss. So what are we, 1-9? Then we got to go to Detroit. We just talked about Dan Campbell. What is that, 1-10? Season's done. We're finished. We're washed. And that's it. It's over after that. It's over. Minnesota, okay, maybe. No, that's home. Washington, again, we already saw what they did to us. At New England. Excuse me. At the Raiders, and Dallas at home. I mean, look at this. The schedule is disgusting, man. Disgusting. Where's another win? Where do you see a win here, man? Where? Tell me I'm not bugging. Tell me I'm not bugging. Where do you see win? Where do you see another win here? Leon says, man, what do we do to get tortured with this team? That's what I'm saying. NFL says all the talent that came in this organization failed, then reshined elsewhere. I think it's the organization at this point. We tried it all since 2011, 14 years of the same thing, so we have to keep it 100. Agreed. 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 The Landline says, I think the issues lies with coaching. Shane Bowen's defense is too easy for good quarterback. Yeah, man. Yo, man. I think this all. I'm not saying it all falls on Bowen, but this is his time to shine, because I thought that this team, if we were to win and be really good, it was going to be because of the defense. It was going to be because of the defense. And to me, that's what it is. All right, people, listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, tough loss today for them boys. Tough loss. Let's be optimistic. As hard as it is, let's try to be. We love our team. Let's try to take it week by week. As the saying goes, any given Sunday, right? We could pull it out. All right, let's just be optimistic. I know it's like what's the word I'm looking for? I know it's like being like an abusive relationship. I don't know, just constantly going back to something that is just not good. Whether it's somebody you're dealing with romantically or whether it's just a good friend, it's just constantly being, being in dysfunctional relationship. There we go. Dysfunctional. That's what it feels like being a Giants fan. But listen, we gotta stick to it though, man. As crazy as that sounds, we gotta stick to it. All right. Well, listen, I'll be back next week with another show after the Cowgirls game. So hopefully we can pull that out and go 1-1 on the season in week 2. All right, but listen, that's my show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Right. Also, too, if it's your first time coming through rocking with me and my crew, please subscribe to the channel. Please leave comments because I also do respond to comments. All right, people. But listen, that's my show. I'm LV Live. Tough loss to the boys 21-6. Let's try to get it back next week against the Cowgirls. All right. I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people.